A sun splashed the fabric, and Irish eyes are smiling, Irish hearts are happy, and there's joy in the air everywhere. The Council of Gaelic Society. You know, friends, if you believe the heart of the people is found in song, dance, music, language, myth, and drama, then your membership in the Irish Arts Centre will bring you all of them and more, because there is no better way to appreciate the whole vivid fabric of Irish culture than by experiencing all the arts of the Irish as strands in a living, breathing, singing tapestry. Join the Irish Arts Centre. Address 553 West 51st Street, New York, New York, 10019. The Irish Arts Centre. 553 West 51st Street, New York, New York, 10019. St. Brendan's Gaelic Society sending Brendan the Navigator. And these young people and middle-aged people and older people from Rockaway Beach, New York. Organization founded in 1878, over 100 years old. And now keeping the tradition alive. Here they are, the happy, oh, look at that. Oh, just look at that little character. Yeah, they're Irish. And what can I say about the Irish? The utterly impractical, never predictable Irish. Strange blend of shyness, pride, conceit, and a stubborn refusal to bow to the future. He's spoiling and ready to argue and fight, and yet the smile of a child fills his soul with delight. And his eyes are the quickest to well up in tears, yet his strength is the strongest to banish your fears. And there is no middle ground on which he'll stand. He's wild, he's gentle, he's good, and he's bad. He's proud and he's humble, he's happy and sad. He's in love with the ocean, the earth, and the skies, enamored with beauty wherever it lies. He's victim and victim, a star and a clod, but mostly he is Irish, in love with his God. That about sums him up pretty good, I think. The Manhattan College Irish Cultural Society now. Francis J. Purcell, the man who bought the Bank of Monte Carlo, attended this school. The reason why I mentioned that was many, many years ago, oh, maybe 35 years ago, somebody said, you know, Frank Purcell. I said, no. He said, well, he's the man that bought the bank at Monte Carlo. And it was only recently that I learned that this great good friend back in 1931 was with the Manhattan College football team. They played in the Orange Bowl. Never want to brag about his accomplishments. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Francis J. Purcell. And now the pipers again. Hear the sound of the minstrel boy till the war is gone. The ranks have got their mind, and listen now. I never tire looking at the faces. They wave up at you, eyes sparkling, cheeks ruddy because there's a little nip in the air. Quickens. Oh, I hope we can get this. The man holding a little child. Julio, can we get him? Oh, there's an Irish. Look at that, will you? What a great picture. That's what makes this parade. How proudly Daddy walks with the baby in his arms. You walk away from this parade and the next day you think, do you remember when that man walked by cradling the sleeping baby? And you can review it in your mind. How many piping bands in this parade today? I couldn't count, but I intend to when I go home. Number 3 men say, how many piping bands do they have there? There's a proudly striding pipe major. Fifth Avenue. How long have we been here? Well, we started at 12 o'clock. We'll be around until about 4 or thereabouts. And there it is. Up Fifth Avenue they come. Actually, the parade really takes shape when they reach 59th Street and they parade up along Fifth Avenue. And now, with great pleasure, the chairman of the St. Patrick's Day Parade and the Grand Marshal of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Now, if you'll just turn around, gentlemen, and face that microphone right there. No, I will put you in proper position if you just give me a chance. Francis, will you step over here like a good man? All right, there we are. Now, on my right, the Grand Marshal of the St. Patrick's Day Parade from Strokestown in Roscommon, John Law. John, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you, Jack. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be here with you.
Into the camera.
Yes.
And now, it's a rather long way from Strokestown to Fifth Avenue, John, isn't it?
Indeed it is, and only in America, as I say, can something like that happen. I'm very happy. This is the proudest day of my life. I have my entire family here with me, and to be selected by your peers to lead a parade of this magnitude, which is the greatest parade in the greatest city in the world. I'm just busting with pride, Jack.
You know, I think about Roscommon, I think about playing golf at Castlereagh, and the fishing there on the Shannon.
Oh, indeed, yes, Loch Key.
Yeah, right.
Like Cornadoe, the Kilglass Lakes on the Shannon. No better place to fish. It's the most beautiful spot in Ireland. Well, of course, Killarney is going to compete with it, and I may be checked up on that.
And there's a man from Leitrim here that might take issue.
Well, Leitrim is a nice spot, too.
But here now, the heart and soul of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, over many, many months of preparation, Francis Byrne, my own heartfelt thanks for all the cooperation and help you gave me. What were your thoughts last night before you closed your eyes, if you could close them?
I was hoping that would be a good day and that everything would go well. And thank God the day is lovely and everything is going very good.
You're to be complimented because I have said I've never in the years felt the feeling so up on this parade. I think that just the attitude, the feeling of the crowd has been so spontaneous and alive and joyful.
Yes, Jack, and it has been a pleasure working with you the last 6 months, and that's the way it should be, all working together. And I want to thank WPIX for giving us that extra half hour.
Well,
It's on for 4 hours, 12 o'clock to 4, and 50% of the county should get on television.
we hope so.
Jack, I think the Irish are on the move. Like you said, this is one of the finest parades I've seen for many, many years. I thought the Cardinal was excellent today. We had a beautiful mess. Everything is going just great, and we're all very proud, and you're doing a wonderful job, Jack.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you for coming by. Francis,
Thank you, Jack.
again, with all my heart, thank you.
Say hello to all my friends back there.
The chairman of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, Francis Byrne, and the Grand Marshal. A point here. John Law emigrated to this country in 1949, and he arrived in New York on March 16th. And on March 17th, 1949, he saw his first St. Patrick's Day Parade. And on March 17th, 1949, we telecast our first St. Patrick's Day Parade. So I forgot to mention that to him, but my, how time does fly. Indeed it does. It's gone before you know it. You're a very fine gentleman. Now, you can feel the warmth of the sun.
Cookie-O Puss and Hug-Me-O Bear. They're here for St. Patrick's Day. Now, you can get them at your participating Carvel ice cream store. These are the people who own their own Carvel ice cream stores. Use the patented Carvel ice cream machine to make these exclusive items. Now, you know what a Carvel dealer is? It's a family who owns the Carvel store and makes the custom-made, premium quality fresh Carvel ice cream daily. Thank you and have a lovely day.
The length of the programming course is 6.5 months, and it is substantially shorter than the computer program at other institutes.
One thing that I found very nice about Control Data was the individualized instruction. I learned COBOL, BASIC, Fortran.
Control Data Institute gave me what I wanted, and now I'm a computer programmer.
Get a good start on a computer programming career. Call Control Data Institute today. No obligation. 1-800-TRAIN-ME.
Why, thank you very much. Oh, my. I have just received this telegram from the Prime Minister of Ireland, and I'd like to read it to you. Dear Jack, my warmest personal regards and good wishes to you on St. Patrick's Day, and through you my cordial greetings to the participants and viewers of New York's magnificent parade. I congratulate you as for the 39th year in the finest tradition of the great Irish poets and bards of old, you capture again the spirit and the beauty of Ireland for your countless millions of listeners and viewers. God bless the work. Always, Charles J. Haughey, Prime Minister of Ireland. Now that is something I'll treasure. Cardinal Spellman High School, named after Francis Cardinal Spellman. Listen here. Here. Yeah, the drill team and the twirlers. Great good friend. I've been doing this parade, as I mentioned a short time ago, 39 years, and observed the Irish scene for that length of time. Nobody, in my memory, has ever done more for the Irish and the American Irish in this country and in Ireland than this gentleman right here, James Patrick Moriarty.
Thank you, John.
Moriarty, happy St. Patrick's Day. About Ireland and the Irish-American Sports Foundation, how's it coming along?
Well, it's coming along very well. We now have 10.5 acres out in Tala.
Good.
And we're in the midst of heavy fundraising now. You know, the project, the initial phase is $6 million, and it's coming along. We hope to start very soon. The Dublin Corporation and the Irish government have been very, very cooperative with us and are helping us and continuing to do so. And we feel with our mutual friend Charlie Hoy now in power that we'll have a lot of additional help. And we're also getting great help from the corporations in this country here. You know, Brother Driscoll of Iona is the head of the committee.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Good man.
And, you know, Bill Harrington of Westchester, a good friend of yours. Another one is in charge of the legal department. I'm in charge of construction. So it's coming along very well and good, Jack. And we'll see you tonight.
Right.
And
look for you, Jimmy.
Good. Thank you.
My man, Jim Moriarty. Thank you. the Bishop Hendrickson High School Marching Band, known as the Hawk Marching Band. Handsome-looking young people, and think of the time that they have spent preparing for this. To report this parade, an honor, a privilege, and a responsibility as a reporter. Because the reporting by me of the presence in this parade of any individual group or organization does not mean that I or WPIX is expressing any opinion, political or otherwise, of that individual group or organization's activities. I am only a reporter, but a happy one. Now the Northern Aid contingent coming up the avenue, the John McElhone unit, Irish Northern Aid. In a moment we'll see a grand gentleman, the Grand Marshal a few years back, Michael Flannery. Oh, it has warmed up considerably. It's very, very comfortable out here right now. Are you comfortable wherever you may be? We are delighted to have you with us, needless to say. Who's minding the store? When I mentioned the smallest parade, or if you want the littlest parade in Boulder, Colorado, I said to Don Carney, who has been producing and directing this parade down through the years, that'd be one you'd love, wouldn't it, Don? Oh, he said, that's just great. 58 feet to walk from one pub to another.
You make me laugh. I like the funny things you do. You got a style that's all your own. I like the sprite in you. You make me want to smile. You know you make me sparkle too. You're such a kick to have around. I like the sprite in you.
Sprite, the only one with Lyman. The unexpected twist that makes us different, livelier, special.
I like the sprite in you.
Wednesday, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Siemens' 6-hour sleep sale. Save on every item in Siemens' sleep department. Get Sealy Posturepedic or Certa Perfect Sleeper mattresses and box springs in twin sizes, just $77 each piece. Get comparable savings on other sizes. Discover innerspring sofa beds, any size, just $350. Get a 5-piece complete daybed package, just $299. Save $100 on all other Siemens sofa beds. That's Wednesday, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. only. Siemens' 6-hour sleep sale.
Fifth Avenue. Glorious afternoon. As the Northern Aid marches onto your screen. And this parade, as I have stated in the past, dating back to 1762, has changed in so many different ways. I remember one afternoon speaking with Joseph Timothy Patrick Sullivan. He, to me, was more about the New York Irish than any man I've ever known. And he started telling me that the old-time parades had many colorful features that are long since gone. Now, around 1900, for example, there were as many as 500 horse-drawn carriages in the line of march. Then they come up Fifth Avenue, and at the turn of the century, Fifth Avenue was lined with palatial homes, and the maids would be gathered in the windows, and they had made cakes and candies, and as the marchers passed by, they would throw them out. and they'd be caught, and they'd be saluted, and there was green to be found everywhere. Scarves. And back in 1870, Joe told me he had a print of the St. Patrick's Day Parade many years before, and it was a print of Daniel O'Connell and an Irish wolfhound, a beautiful girl in flowing green robes, drawn by 8 horses. So there were floats there. The city grew. And at one time, you know, the parade at the turn of the century started down at Washington Square and up past the cathedral, up to 110th Street. Then it turned left over to 7th Avenue and up to the then Polo Grounds, a distance of 9 miles. That was a long day's hike, I'll tell you. And happy was the one who could ride a horse, if the horse could last that long. And then, of course, the parade started to shorten. And now we start at 44th Street and end at 86th Street. But the spirit remains the same. The thought of tradition, culture, and heritage is there. Here they come. The St. Benedict's fife and drum corps. The late Cardinal Cook, former police commissioner McGuire, attended this school. You have to love these youngsters, because they have spent many, many hours preparing for this moment when they proudly parade up the avenue. Great. St. Vincent's nurses are now smartly and colorfully attired. The Don Bosco High School Band. Well, the pipes are playing, and the bands are playing, and hearts are singing, and Irish eyes are smiling. All wrapped up in one great, big, glorious, pulse-pounding, heartfelt parade. Oh, will you look at that? Will you ever? Wouldn't you like to take something like that home with you tonight? Huh? Seeing that child brings to mind a poem that was written by Father McCARTHY many years ago. It fits somehow today. A little boy. That Father called him Tommy. A little boy went into church, and up the aisle he walked. He knelt down at the altar. Through the crucifix he talked. Say, do you really love me, God? My mother says you do. And how much do you love me, God? If what she says is true. Do you love me more than a penny's worth, or more than $1 can buy? Could it be $100 worth? I guess that's going too high. The little fellow listened then. He wanted to hear God's verse. And God just had to answer him. He had no other choice. Oh, yes, I love you, Tommy lad. What your mother says is true. And more than all the world's great wealth is the love I have for you. And you know, I'd like to reach my hands down and clasp you up to me, but I can't. Because of love for you, they're nailed to this cross-shaped tree. So never forget that I love you, boy. May I ask one thing of you? Because I love you, nothing else. Won't you love me too? We'll be back.
My mama says my nose is cute as a button. My mama says my nose is cute as can be. My mama says my nose is very, very special. That's why my mama's giving new Kachoos to me.
Introducing Kachoos, the new kid-sized tissues that come in cute little boxes.
My mama says my nose is very, very special. That's why my mama's giving new Kachoos to me. That's why my mama's giving new Kachoos to me.
Tomorrow morning, it's laughs all the way when Robin Williams stars as the madcap visitor from Ork in Mork and Mindy.
I'll set my age machine for 3 years old for 10 minutes. That way I'll be your baby and you'll be my... Bye-bye.
Join Robin Williams and Pam Dauber for all the fun of Mork and Mindy. Tomorrow morning at 9:30 on Channel 11.
The St. Anne's Fife and Brass Corps. Young people, educated by the nuns and the brothers and the priests, and very often through ITV, the instructional television of the Archdiocese of New York. ITV has been instructing for 20 years and sending out cultural and religious programs to the young and adult population of the New York Archdiocese. And it's the largest microwave system in the entire United States. It broadcasts over 3 channels to 182 schools and 21 hospitals, covering the complete educational spectrum. ITV. This is Cardinal Hayes. Wonderful note in parentheses. The South Bronx is alive and well. Send us your boy, and we'll return to you a Christian gentleman. Cardinal Hayes High School. Oh, so many, many friends have come from that great institution. Gee, it seems like yesterday that William Boutte was attending school at Cardinal Hayes, and today the managing director of Solomon & Brothers. And they have very, very active alumni going for them. One in particular that I readily recall would be Adrian Mahoney, who attended this school. And each year, Adrian Mahoney takes over the Waikagill Country Club for a golfing and dinner party. And it's great to see all the old grads getting together. That's up there where the young pro teaches the Monroe Doctrine, not the historical doctrine, the golf doctrine. And kind of straightens a lot of people out with the game. The Monroe Doctrine, Lloyd Monroe at Waikiki. And of course, Adrian's great party, growing every year. I'm a Hayes man. Now down on Wall Street and doing very well, I might add. Oh, look. Aren't they great? Mechanic Society of Fordham University. Right from the huge body to talk about Frank Frisch and Cardinal Spellman and the 7 blocks of granite, William Hughes Mulligan and Pat O'Hara and Ed McDonough and Malcolm Wilson. You go on and on and on. All products of Catholic education here in New York. Oh, yes. The Big Apple is now the Big Shamrock, and for one day, we are making the most of it. Oh, a very special day. You see, Mother Cabrini High School from the Bronx. And they have won the Martin Trophy any number of times. And how many years ago was it that Mother George was the principal up there? One day she made a colossal mistake. She invited me to MC a fashion show. That was something, but that's another story. Here they are. Let's listen. Here they are. Oh, will you ever look? The parents and students of Irish dancing. They just enchant the eye and they gladden your heart. They're just lovely, lovely, lovely. But it's the little people that make it all. There they are. The littlest ones doing their steps. And they've rehearsed and rehearsed. They are absolutely wonderful. You should be proud. In their dancing costumes, and they range anywhere from 4 or 5 on up to 12 or 13. Now the parents of the children, they will collect them up on 86th Street. And after this long walk and dance up the avenue, I imagine this evening they'll have no trouble going to sleep, that's for sure.
There's a way to win the day-to-day struggle against grease and its relentless assault all over your kitchen. Overpower it with Top Job. Greasy dirt has met its match. Full-strength Top Job with ammoniated grease cleaners dissolves grease on contact. Top Job. Greasy dirt has met its match.
Tomorrow morning, it's laughs all the way when Robin Williams stars as the madcap visitor from Ork in Mork and Mindy.
I'll set my age machine for 3 years old for 10 minutes. That way I'll be your baby and you'll be my...
Join Join Robin Williams and Pam Dauber for all the fun of Mork and Mindy. Tomorrow morning at 9:30 on Channel 11.
There they are. An all-girl outfit. The Cathedral High School marching band, fife and drum. One band following another. Different tunes. And directly behind them, the Monsignor Farrell High School band from Staten Island. In a very short time, I hope I have the pleasure of speaking with Monsignor Peter Finn, the coordinator of communications for the Archdiocese. Monsignor Farrell High School marching band from Staten Island. And didn't those young people have a great football team this year? They played a great brand of football, and some of those kids will go a long way. Followed by Molloy College Gaelic Society. What a wonderful story they had to tell down there. Opening its doors in 1955 with 44 students. Today, over 1,500. 20 majors, including gerontology, music, nursing, and social work. Degrees, AA, BA, and BS. And the Sisters of St. Dominic, very much visible. 54 on the faculty down there. Yep, 3 of which are pioneers who helped open the college back in 1955. My, how they have grown and prospered. We'll be back.
It's coming. And it's from Diet Coke. Party with the Pointer Sisters in the Diet Coke Sony CD Sweepstakes. You can win a Sony Discman CD player or a grand prize trip to a Pointer Sisters show and a party with the Pointers themselves. Come on. Join the excitement. Visit your nearest Patmark store to enter and stock up on some Diet Coke. Then tune in to WBLS-FM for details and get ready to party.
Is it possible or even highly probable that if you're considering starting a new career, changing jobs, or becoming your own boss, you might have overlooked one of the world's oldest professions, locksmithing? Is it a growth field, one where there will be a continued need for trained and skilled people? The answer is simple, yes, and you can be licensed and working within 12 weeks.
For further information, call 212-354-8777.
Why, thank you, sister. Thank you very much. Oh, my. It's an Irish prayer. Thank you, sister, very much. I'll read it right now. This prayer: may those that love us, and those that don't love us, may God turn their hearts. And if he doesn't turn their hearts, may we turn their ankles, and we'll know them by their limping. Sister, I can't believe it. May those that love us, and those that don't love us, may God turn their hearts. And if he doesn't turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles. So we'll know them by the limping. Sister, that's a venial sin. Oh, that's wonderful. With a great big kiss. Here's an Irish prayer. The Tri-County Bagpipe Band on this glorious St. Patrick's Day. Township High School Marching Band. 1,400 young people down there, aged 9 and 12. And this band has appeared at the Miss America Beauty Pageant, the Orange Blossom Festival, and performed for all those attending the Giants football games. Handsome young people. Followed by the girls from the Drake Business School. The school was founded in 1873 by Dr. William E. Drake. He was one of the first educators to recognize that the invention of the typewriter revolutionized office work. I'm going to have my teeth fixed. Oh yes, the Manhasset High School Indian Marching Band. The discipline always impressed me. You know that they've been working toward this day, the month of Feb, proudly representing their school. the St. Vincent School of Nursing from Staten Island in their capes and their white starch caps. And another little one. And the lovely ones.
Cookie-O Puss and Hug-Me-O Bear. They're here for St. Patrick's Day. Now, you can get them at your participating Carvel ice cream store. These are the people who own their own Carvel ice cream stores. Use the patented Carvel ice cream machine to make these exclusive items. Now, you know what a Carvel dealer is? It's a family who owns the Carvel store and makes the custom-made, premium quality fresh Carvel ice cream daily. Thank you and have a lovely day.
Introducing HBO and WHT without cable. Now every month you can see over 120 blockbuster movies, plus sports, music and comedy specials, fine family entertainment, and late-night adult films, commercial-free and uncut. All you need is HBO and WHT without cable. Order both and get the second channel at a savings of up to 70%. Call 1-800-222-6700 for Cooper Wireless Cable, the best of cable TV without cable.
They came this way, and that way they went. Proudly marching up the Queen of Avenue for the very first time. The American-Irish from Argentina, led by Dr. Mario Dolan and his sister Eileen Dolan, a Maryknoll missionary. The Irish in South America. They came as settlers, as sheep herders, and as priests. These sons of Ireland, and they have left their mark all the way from Buenos Aires to New York. Today, Dr. Mario and Sister Eileen and your friends, we salute them. Proudly they'll say the founder of the Argentine Navy is William Brown, County Mayo. It's strange, the Irish. William Brown founded the Argentine Navy, and John Barry from County Wexford is known as the father of the American Navy. The Irish, what they have done around the world in a small instant. What a nice touch. This thing, they've done so much of this parade that Mario gathered his friends together, 3 flags coming up Fifth Avenue. Tricolor of Ireland, flag of our nation, and the Argentine flag. The St. Joseph's Gaelic Society from Brooklyn. And the St. Joachim drum and bugle corps. must be a thrill. Come all the way in from Cleveland for this moment in time, when in memory they'll be able to say, I do remember 1987. We marched and played our way up Fifth Avenue. St. Patrick's Day in New York.
I'd do anything to get Fred's yummy Fruity Pebbles.
Fred Rock Jones.
Tastes fruity-licious.
Barney.
Time to get into the swing of things.
Post Fruity or Cocoa Pebble cereal, part of this nutritious breakfast. Yabba dabba delicious.
I'm in Bedrock Beantown. Get you the Holy Rock.
You can play the exciting Bedrock USA race game. One free inside specially marked boxes of Fruity and Cocoa Pebble cereal.
Made it to Mount Rockmore. In New Jersey?
Remember the one miniseries you'll never forget. Remember Barbara Stanwyck, Richard Chamberlain, and Rachel Ward in The Thornbirds. All this week at 8, only on Channel 11.
Our Lady of Peace Band from Lynbrook, New York. Glorious day. Just cool enough. Quicken your step. Nip in the air. Phoenix in the crowd too, Anthony. Now the New York State Board of the Ancient Order of Hibernians. The Ancient Order of Hibernians. When it was established back in 1836 in St. James Church in Lower Manhattan. Today boasting a nationwide membership of 250,000, making it the largest Irish-American organization in the United States. In 1836, it was a small order formed primarily to combat forces of racism and bigotry against the Catholic Church and the Irish settling in America. Today's AOH maintains the spirit, the ideal of its founders, striving to unite our people in one vigorous organization with claims to perpetuate in America the spirit of our Catholic ancestors and to preserve the ideals, to make known the history of our race, and to guard and defend the principles of civil and religious liberty in our own heavenly blessed land. Making me proud to say that you're an American. The Ancient Order of Hibernians. So we came to this country, we Irish, and we went to other countries. He mentioned South America. And during the famine years, when the United States passed laws imposing sanitary standards on passenger vessels coming into its ports, it prompted unscrupulous ship owners to avoid the added cost by taking their human cargoes to Canada, picking them up at Galway and Belfast, and moving across the ocean to Canada where the requirements were not so demanding. Did you know that for every 3 Irish who fled the poverty and the famine of the 40s to come to the United States, 2 went to Canada? And conditions aboard the vessels bringing immigrants from Ireland to America was so horrendous that in 1847, 1848 alone, this is hard to imagine, as many as 18,000 of those heading for Canada died aboard the ship or soon after. Many of these died on riverboats taking them inland from Quebec. Our people, their trials and their tribulations, and yet by perseverance, given the faith of God, they triumphed over all. The island, the indestructible island. A joy and a privilege. Monsignor Peter Venn, the coordinator of communications for the Archdiocese.
So they tell me, Jack. Good to be with you. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And to you, too. And I was thinking of you a few moments back. Monsignor Farrell came up.
I missed them just to be with you. I hope they'll forgive me.
Well, we mentioned you and how proud you are of their accomplishments.
Very, very proud. Great school. Great memories.
And now you're involved from, it seems, morning until night with affairs concerning our church.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're trying to keep up with a very energetic Cardinal Archbishop who is trying to teach and lead and be a great example to all of us. And he certainly is an inspiration to me and I think to many other people in our city and in our community.
And he has many diverse programs that is
yes,
being...
he does. Yes, he does. I guess among the most recent is the really tremendous outreach that's going on in terms of the poor victims of AIDS who are terribly suffering, even at this very moment, at St. Clair's Hospital and St. Vincent's Hospital and down at St. Veronica's and in a number of other places around the diocese. It's a great, great threat to society right now, Jack, and we all have to get behind an effort to be compassionate and deal with the illness and also hopefully find a cure for the virus infection itself.
There's a great work to be done, and it doesn't just happen. It needs support, isn't that correct?
It does indeed, and of course we have many ways of doing that through our Cardinals campaign currently in operation. Catholic Charities, our programs for the teenage and other pregnant ladies. The Cardinal has said anybody who is pregnant and at a loss as what to do can come to us and they will be taken care of before, during, and after the pregnancy, for example. Our child care bureau, which is under such terrible pressure now with this whole thing in the ACLU in the city, we hope to turn around, and all the programs are countless, Jack.
And yet you persevere, and I know with God's grace you'll accomplish your tasks. There's no doubt in my mind.
I won't. We will. All good people like you and all good people in our city and in our church.
God bless you.
God bless you and have a happy Patty's Day.
Thank you.
Good being with you, Jack.
Thank you, Monsignor. God love you.
In today's world, a luxury car owes you more than just luxury. Today's Chrysler New Yorker gives you advanced front-wheel drive confidence, performance engineering, and is the only American luxury car with the impressive thrust of turbo power and Chrysler's new 770 protection plan. Even though you're in the lap of luxury with New Yorker, you're still in the driver's seat. Chrysler, driving to be the best.
Get financing as low as 3.7% or up to $1,000 on select new Chrysler Plymouth cars.
I like the way you make me laugh. I like the funny things you do. You got a style that's all your own. I like the sprite in you. You make me want to smile. You know you make me sparkle too. You're such a kick to have around. I like the sprite in you.
Sprite, the only one with Lyman. The unexpected twist that makes us different, livelier, special.
I like the sprite in you.
So many people have referred to the St. Patrick's Day Parade as a harbinger of spring, and that it truly is. On this perfect marching day, the IBEW piping band from Long Island Union 25. I think I should tell you that the Irish have a very special and distinct, unique love symbol, and it is called the clatter ring. It's been in use for hundreds of years, and I know now that it has gained widespread popularity here in America. And it comes from Clatter. It's a small fishing community in Galway. And the ring, it bears the emblem of two hands holding a crown heart. With these two hands, I give you my heart, and I crown it with all my love. And there are three ways to wear the clatter ring. Worn on the right hand and with the crown turned inwards. Now that means the wearer still has an unoccupied heart. Now, then worn on the right hand with the crown pointing out is an indication that there's somebody under consideration. And then, with an air of pride and finality, worn on the left hand with the crown inwards, the wearer is spoken for. So you young Lotharios romancing an Irish girl with a clatter ring, check it carefully. Because I knew a fellow that gave a girl a clatter ring, and she was wearing it on her left hand facing inwards. He thought she was spoken for, and he was right. But he wasn't the one, as he found out, much to his chagrin. The Tara Pipers, huh? This is glorious, but, you know, at this point, cool, right? Ladies in their fur coats in profusion. It's Peter Duffy weather. Peter Duffy, the only Irish furrier in New York. Well, listen to the pipes now. The wearing of the green. Wherever you look, they're wearing the green in honor of St. Patrick and Ireland. And today they're wearing the green. And I'm mindful of the fact, in very short order, playing of the green. Because I was talking to my great Mediterranean Irish friend, Peter Busatti, the other day. Peter told me that, get this, all at the top LPGA pros, well, they're coming to compete in the 12th annual Chrysler Plymouth Classic at the beautiful Navasink Country Club in Middletown, New Jersey. What a gorgeous place. I've purse this year will be $225,000, and I'm going to tee it up and play with Bill Peters, and it'll make me laugh all the way around. And this year's charity, I think I should mention, will be the United Way of Monmouth County. That includes 28 recognized charitable organizations. That's according to Lou Scalpi, the president of the Chrysler Plymouth Steelers of New York, New Jersey, and Fairfield County. And all the former champions will be there. The beautiful Nancy Lopez, and then, of course, that Irish-American girl from up around Boston way, Pat Bradley, last year having the greatest year in her golfing career, and Kathy Whitworth. And if you enjoy the very best in golf and enjoy seeing beautiful girls hit that ball a ton, just remember the LPGA Classic down at the Navasink Country Club, Middletown, New Jersey. And it's something to see. You bet. I wouldn't miss it for all the money in the world. Oh, boy. Remember, LPGA and the Chrysler Tournament, May 15th through the 17th. I'm going to play that chorus. People say, why do you always talk about golf? Well, I talk about golf because I love the game, and among other things, I'm talking about the St. Patrick's Day Parade here on a sun-splashed 5th Avenue. That's the first time I said 5th today, because it seems that it is rightfully called the Queen of Avenues. You look down 5th Avenue, and as I mentioned, it seems like this parade goes way down, far beyond, like it's stretching into infinity. Comes up through those canyons of cement and steel, and then it catches the full flavor of the parade as it parades up along Central Park. Are you enjoying the parade? We are. We're having a high old time out here. The Ancient Order of Hibernians from Suffolk County here in New York. The Rosine Doug Irish Bagpipe Band. All across the nation, the Irish on parade, from the biggest to the smallest, from New York to Boulder, Colorado, and Mary Margaret O'Hare marching before her big show. 1,200 strong they are, huh? 3 bands and 1 fire engine. And Mary Margaret, she is interrupting her honeymoon to return as Grand Marshal. Greater love hath no man than he who would allow his wife to marshal a parade on her honeymoon. So that's the way it is, from Molly Malone's to J.J. McCabe's. The smallest St. Patrick's Day Parade being saluted by the largest St. Patrick's Day Parade here on the Queen of Avenues. The Saffron Kilts from Babylon, Long Island, New York. Kensington, Our Lady of Knock. From East Iceland. East Iceland, West Iceland. Iceland one registering in my mind right now. Great, dear, good friend, Kevin Patrick Kennedy. Went into surgery this morning for a triple bypass, and I pray to God that he'll come out of it safely. I gotta share this with you. Somebody sent it to me in the mail. Have you seen any ferries around lately? But we're too embarrassed to report the sighting. Well, they have a ferry investigating society in Dublin, Ireland, and says that reports of ferry sightings are welcomed by the suspense files and eventual publication. And it assures the bashful ferry sighters anonymity. Yeah, and it'll be respected. And it should. Oh, yes. Here it comes. The Middletown, USA marching band. Wait until you hear this sound. Middle. Haphazard High School marching band. But wasn't that band the mass bands of Middletown high schools? What an effort on their part to rehearse a good part of the day over at the Giant Stadium. Middletown, New York, Middletown, New Jersey High School, north and south, from Pennsylvania and the Delaware, just to coordinate. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Cookie-O Puss and Hug-Me-O Bear. They're here for St. Patrick's Day. Now, you can get them at your participating Carvel ice cream store. These are the people who own their own Carvel ice cream stores. Use the patented Carvel ice cream machine to make these exclusive items. Now, you know what a Carvel dealer is? It's a family who owns a Carvel store and makes the custom-made, premium quality fresh Carvel ice cream daily. Thank you and have a lovely day.
Everybody on a rascal, those funny, silly, furry little balls of noise. Everybody on a rascal, those crazy, jazzy, razzy little friends for girls and boys.
Those rascals, they always say what's on their minds, even when they're not asked.
Nice song, Billy.
Everybody on a rascal.
There are 4 different rascals, each sold separately. From Matchbox.
The cleanser Dave uses to clean his grimy gas station sink is the same cleanser Mary relies on to gently clean her fine porcelain wash basin. The cleanser Rich uses to clean his baked-on, burnt-on grill is the same one Mrs. Ross relies on to clean her shiny stovetop. Now, what cleanser cleans that powerfully, but without harsh scratching? Soft Scrub Liquid Cleanser with its unique, mild, abrasive formula. From Clorox, of course.
Well, a glorious afternoon, to be followed by a most exciting, enjoyable evening. I'm speaking now of the Friendly Sons dinner at the Sheraton. That is the way to spend the evening of St. Patrick's Day. There'll be 2,300 of men there wearing tuxedos, the black ties, listening to the Glee Club, those great, grand old Irish melodies, and the speakers of the evening, Auxiliary Bishop Egan and Judge Joseph McCARTHY. And from start to finish, as I have said before, this is an American-Irish affair. 2 American Irishmen overseeing the entire thing. Last year was Bill Scally's first Friendly Sons dinner. Ed Kane had been there before. Bill Scally's dad entered the hotel business way back in 1875. And he'll tell you proudly his mother came from Cork. And the dinner, catered by Ed Kane, Father Tom, a graduate of Manhattan College. He managed the Biltmore and the Waldorf Astoria. And he has 3 gorgeous kids. And their names. Here are the names of the 3 Kane children. Matthew Patrick, Ryan Kelly Kane, Colin Staunton Kane. So you can see that the hands of Scally's, the Canes, of course, will attend Bill Shea's cocktail party. Bill will meet, of course, with my good friend Paul Dillon, because Paul Dillon's father played basketball down at Georgetown with Bill Shea at a point in time. And then they'll talk about Georgetown, of course, and what they did in their school days. And then we'll talk about Paul Dillon's 2 boys, Matt Dillon, Kevin Dillon, who are carving great reputations in the world of pictures. So you can see good fellowship, camaraderie, joy of good company, and of course, the wonderful words unhanded by the speakers. The Sheraton, the Friendly Sons dinner. And we are so deeply indebted to Ed Kane, Bill Scally. I'll tell you, great way to wind up the day. Well, how are you? we're fine. The Mitzi Lane Twirling Corps from Clarksburg, West Virginia. Well, I'll tell you, that's something. These young kids, see, with few exceptions, they're all girls. Blondes, brunettes, redheads, smiling faces, pink cheeks. Oh, yeah. Go the twirlers, and they'll have indelible memories. Time passes fast. The John Law, arriving here in 1949, as a young man and today a labor leader. And oddly enough, in 1949, at WPIX and I covered the St. Patrick's Day Parade for the first time. And it has been a pleasure. It's been an honor and a privilege. The Bronx County Ancient Order of Hibernians. And on they come. Group after group, band after band. The bagpipes go. The people along the line of march, enjoying every single moment of it. I mentioned 39 years in memory, I can honestly say. Remember, spirits being so high. Look now, onto the street. The Newton High School marching braves from Newton, New Jersey. Gee, we marched with them last year as we said goodbye. We're going to be much more this afternoon. But it's a good sign. They deserve our attention, so it's Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, they'll be toasting St. Patrick tonight. I think I should tell you that it was 563 St. Columba went to the island of Iona. From there, he began to spread the Christian faith throughout Europe. But see, what is not generally known is that Iona was the burial place of 48 Scottish kings and 14 other kings, including Duncan. Remember Duncan? He was murdered in McCARTHY. 1040, of course you do. But did you know that it was there that St. Columba founded his abbey, and he gave the Scots the secret of Disgybal, the water of life. That's right. I'm here to tell you that if you drink too much of the water of life, you're going to go right down the drain. Here's to St. Patrick and right down the drain. The the St. Raymond's Elementary School Band from East Rockaway. As best we can, we try to identify each and every unit marching in the parade. From time to time, we might miss one or two, and we apologize. I mentioned that because years ago, we happened to miss St. Raymond, and we received mail, about 200 letters. I haven't missed them since. We'll be back in just a moment.
Pennsylvania is making ready for a very special event. And a very special guest. The guest is you. The event is your vacation. Call this toll-free number and come. Your vacation is waiting in Pennsylvania.
While we were away, the Newtown High School band from Connecticut passed by on this glorious St. Patrick's Day, ideal weather. And the Irish were marched in all kinds of weather. Because I can recall back in 1966, this was 66, that was scheduled to do a bowling show out in Mountainside, New Jersey. And it was kind of... The snow was just starting to fall a little bit on this side of the river, and then went through the tunnel, and we got to the Jersey side, and you wouldn't believe it. The ramp was frozen solid with ice. The snow kept pouring down. We were inching along. The broadcast was for 8 o'clock. I knew that we weren't going to get back up in time. Somehow or other, I inched my way off the highway, doubled back. Very little traffic going to New York. And the snow pouring down. We got back to the studio in time, 10 minutes before broadcast time, and we did the program for a clean feed. When it was over, we went into the Hotel Commodore to sleep, fitfully, of course. Woke up the next morning, and there we had 6 inches of snow covering the city, and I called Judge Comerford. They said, they won't march today. Well, late. Absolutely, they'll march. He said, Andy Moraine has been out cleaning the streets since 6 o'clock this morning. Come to the parade site, where we are today. The street, as dry as it is at this very moment. A side street, 6 inches of snow. Giulio Costabile remembers that one. And the parade started under conditions exactly like this until about 4 o'clock. It started to snow. And dumped 11 inches of snow on New York City. So the luck of the Irish, 2 parades, rather 2 snowstorms, around a parade. I can never forget it. History of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. The Salem High School Marching Band from Salem, Ohio. Oh my, just aren't they wonderful? Oh. Once again, our Grand Marshal, Chairman of the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Someday I hope to be Grand Marshal after you.
There's no chance of me being the Grand Marshal.
Well, next year is your 40th year doing this, and we should do something special, Jack, for you and WPIX.
40 years is a long time.
40 years is a long time.
Well, we've enjoyed every moment of it. I don't mind telling you that.
I started working at a parade in 1962, 64, and 1966 as elected treasurer.
And now here we are today. And what are your thoughts as you have watched this parade go by?
I'm very proud to be Irish and to be American, because it's only in New York you could do something like this. This is one of the best parades they had. The weather is lovely. And this year our parade is dedicated to the Congressional Medal of Honor winners. Over 3,000 in Jack. Over 2,000 had Irish names. And there's 175 born in Ireland. And the second thing, there's a bill passed in Congress today by our Congressman, D.A. Gordon, to help the immigration. And we're hoping to work on that immigration bill, that our people at home in Ireland can come out here legally and get jobs and take a place with the rest. Up to now, as you know, the Irish were coming here as illegal aliens. Not just Irish, but all Europe. So that this bill now, we want to get all the Irish organisations in back of it and push for to help that group that want to come out, to the same as your father, your parents, and the High Command.
I think about that because when our country was building, there weren't enough of us to come out as we came out. More and more come out, received with open arms because we contributed in peace and in war. And then now, no, it's all wrong. The immigration bill as it is today.
Well, if this bill goes through, it'll put back the way it was before 1965. And that'll be a tremendous help to all the Europeans and Ireland especially. As you know, there's a lot of young Irish fellas and girls unemployed in Ireland, and they're all very well educated. They all have college education and college degrees. And
we want them to come out and to stay.
To come out and to stay. And that we can keep this parade going. And as you heard me saying before, as chairman of this parade, it's your responsibility to preserve it, protect it, and turn it on to the next generation.
All right.
Just turn it down to us.
Well, with people like you at the helm, this will happen.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you for
congratulations for you, and I want to thank you and Don Corney for working with us.
Well, he's the
working
man.
together.
He's the man.
Don is terrific that we got that extra half hour. And it meant so much to our parade. And watching close to see how many counties are going to get on television.
Well, we want to see, because I always have said that the counties and the county banners are the heartbeat of the parade because it's the direct tie to Ireland. And thanks to you, more and more counties are being seen. And that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be. And as you know, we moved up 3 counties this year. They'll go back to their regular place, and 3 more will be moved up next year. So we're watching closely on many get on this year, and then we'll work on the other ones to get them on television. And
Thank
thanks
you
to
again.
you and to Don Cowan at the WPIX.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Do you see this? This is mine. You don't go near it. You don't even think about it. You take any. And you're terminated. I'm warning you. You touch it. And you're history. You're dead.
When Coca-Cola is part of your life, you can't beat the feeling. Who's dead?
Battle beast wood! Fire! Fire burns wood! Battle beast fire! Water! Water puts out fire! Battle beast water! Wood! Wood beats water! Battle beast collect every one of these incredible creatures to battle for fire.
Just activate their battle badges.
I got fire! I got water! Water beats fire!
Battle beast can go into an army.
Collect all 84.
Battle beast.
An Irish triumvirate. My girl from Glengarra, Brian Mulhern from the mayor's office, and may I say,
You know, you're not so bad looking yourself.
if you take the other side of it, Brian, it's been a great parade.
It's been a great parade, and Stephen and Patty McDonald have been watching it, along with Monsignor Kowski, our police chaplain, who's been sick. He's
I'm
home.
glad you mentioned that.
Yes, he's home watching it in Rockaway with his brother Fred Kowski, the chief of the police department. Used to be retired from New York.
Would you do me a favor? Would you explain to our audience what you mean by a hoolie?
Oh, a hoolie is a tremendous get-together where there's lots of dancing, Irish dancing, lots of Irish music, and lots of good whiskey. Irish whiskey, of course. That's a hoolie.
Raise a glass and dance a dance?
That's right.
You know, I think remember the night we were over at Glengarra for the...
At the golf club.
Yep, they had a hoolie.
That's right. And lots of singing, too.
Plenty of singing and good stories.
That's right. That's right.
I was telling him about, you know, you walk through the town, and it was a point when we had come out of Mass, and Pádraig passed by. And you said to him, Pádraig, where did Eileen pass to park the car? And he turned to you and said, Eileen, Brother Maureen, Eileen never parks the car, she abandons it.
That's right.
We'll be back.
Okay. It's hard to hear your ears.
This is good. I'll break the code. Brian, don't go. Well, Maureen, you've come back from after stretching your legs. You went from 44th Street up
All the
to
way.
86th.
That's right, all the way to the very end.
No.
And so all the police departments and the Emerald Society and the Holy Name Society and all the wonderful people of New York marching by.
Tell me, what were your thoughts as you moved up the avenue?
Well, I was very thrilled to see all the people that were out, and very happy to see that practically all of them recognized me. Nobody said, "Who's she?"
I wonder why.
And I was very thrilled, too, for Stephen and Patty that they were watching the show, and they're so grateful to you for what you did at the beginning of the show. I can't tell you. They
May I
really
tell you
are.
something?
Yeah.
I was standing here doing the parade, and I made mention, I said, I can't believe my eyes. That has to be Maureen O'Hara. And the man standing over my shoulder said, what did he say? Luster and glamour has been returned to the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Now, Brian, what do you think of that?
That's so true, and how a great parade today, and how all the way up it was so lovely and so orderly. It just really was a great day today.
What I love about Our Lady here, she gives so completely of herself.
Right. So she gives for Stephen and Patty, she's been there, and to the police officers, Thomas Mann, who's in Russ, she's been around, she visits them all. She's just great.
But not only that, Maureen, when she's called upon, like the other night out at the Cork affair, the installation of
Joe Murphy. Well, Joe is an old friend. I met Joe right here with you over 20 years ago.
I do remember. Yeah. I do. You won't remember the first time I met you. Would be down, I think it was at the Hotel Pierre. Oh, my gosh.
St. Patrick's Day. No, don't say how long ago.
No.
We can't have that.
It was the day before yesterday. And you came dancing out in an emerald green dress, and you took Bob Sylvester's heart away. You know, Cork, when I think of Cork. And, Brian, you've been there, I'm sure, but there is one place there as you come through the Pass of Keenmany.
That's right.
The leap of the deer, as I learned from Maureen.
Keenmany means the deer's lip. As we say at home,
the lip of the deer.
Yeah.
And the scene burst on my eyes. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And with the clouds changing the scenery from second to second, it was one of the most thrilling sights I've ever seen.
Well, I think all around West Cork is superbly beautiful, and on into Kerry and up into Clare and then up into Galway and Mayo is absolutely gorgeous. And other than that, then you have to go to Wicklow, just south of Dublin, for beautiful scenery, and then up to Donegal, where I've never been to Donegal.
You haven't?
No. It's the only county in Ireland I don't know, and every time I've tried to go to Donegal, the car breaks down as I go. And this summer, I'm going to break the superstition and try again. And I hope to God something bad isn't waiting for me there. I hope it's something wonderful.
Well, don't go, and we'll be right back.
Oh, can I say hello? Hello.
No, when we come back, you can say it all. Oh.
To Monsignor Kowski. I hope you're enjoying the parade, and we're so happy to say hello to you, and get back to work as soon as you can. Please, we miss you.
Thank you, Maureen. Don't go, dear. We'll be back.
Cookie-O Puss and Hug-Me-O Bear. They're here for St. Patrick's Day. Now, you can get them at your participating Carvel ice cream store. These are the people who own their own Carvel ice cream stores. Use the patented Carvel ice cream machine to make these exclusive items. Now, you know what a Carvel dealer is? It's a family who owns the Carvel store and makes the custom-made, premium quality fresh Carvel ice cream daily. Thank you, and have a lovely day.
Make the fun shine. Color in a shrinky-dink, cut out a shrinky-dink. Then Mom fixed it and right before your eyes, your shrinky-dink shrinks right down to size. Like magic. Fabulous, fantastic. Then it's up to you what your shrinky-dinks do.
Shrinky Dinks collector sets. You can collect them all.
Shrinky-dinks make the fun shine.
By Color Forms.
And it goes on and on and on. My girl from Glengarriff, Brian, I wonder if I could put it this way. Maureen O'Hara, Ireland's answer to Italy's Sophia Loren.
That's so true. She's the greatest grand marshal
has to. I know it has to happen. I'm just saying.
Please God, it will.
It will,
We're
because.
certainly going to give it a good try.
Well, it'll happen. Gotta happen. Now, Maureen, I know that you have a busy evening ahead of you. And Brian, I know, will you be over at the Friendly Sons dinner? I'll be up visiting with Bill Shea there, listening to Bill talk about Georgetown with Paul Dillon. And you, my charming lady, again, thank you for coming by. You're a dear, sweet, wonderful girl.
And thank you for doing what you did for Stephen in the beginning of the show. And from Patty and the baby. They really were delighted and we're very proud of you and love you very much. And thank you.
Jack, we'll see you in Albany having good pizza pie.
Wait a minute, not that. Fruta di mare.
Right.
Fruit of the sea. Do you like Italian food?
Yeah.
Well, I have a very fine place, and he's been there. Brian has Albanese, and they have a dish called linguine with fruta di mare. Magnifico. God bless you.
God bless. Thanks, Jack.
God love you. She's a joy. Home of the O'Neills and the Red Hand of Ulster. The Clan the Gael. And with the time that's left, and we have still a few minutes to go, hopefully we'll see more of these county bands that belong in the parade. Thanks to Frank Byrne, we've been able to see more than just a few today. We'd like to see a lot more. So I was a little bit ahead of myself. I have yet to see the County Tyrone banner. What a day this has been. What a rare mood we're in. Spirits are up, and you think about, I know that let's see, the Clan na Gael from Queens. McCarthy's from Kerry, and they were the kings of Desmond, the McCarthys, and they were lords, and they were counts, and bishops, and poets, and doctors, and lawyers. But I have found through research the McCarthy that stands head and shoulders above them all. Donald McCarthy. Now his obituary alone, its opening sentence is a tribute to a remarkable man. Donald McCarthy died in February 1751 in the 112th year of his age. And he lived his whole life in Kerry, buried 4 wives, married a 5th, from whom he left a widow, and in the 84th year of his age he married again and had more children. Oh, the McCarthys, great finishers. The St. John's University Gaelic Society from Queens, St. John's, Louis Carnesecca. And before Louis Carnesecca, Frank Maguire and Joe Lapchick. And that great little man, Carnesecca. What a joy it is to be in his company. A short time ago, they had a sports night over at the New York AC, and he shared the podium with Red Auerbach. And it was one of those glorious evenings with Carnesecca and Auerbach telling stories about basketball that you just hated to have it come to a close. Laughter, peals of laughter. And everybody saying, oh, isn't this the greatest? I wish I had a tape. Unfortunately, one isn't available. But the joys of life, one day at a time. One day just for today. St. John the Baptist marching unit coming up Fifth Avenue now. I can't believe this. Working with me this afternoon is a young man named Greg Mudd. And he just showed me his watch that we've been here for 3 hours and 15 minutes, and I just cannot believe it. St. John the Baptist, a diocesan high school from West Islip, New York. It's an exciting picture looking down from that. Now the sun washes the street completely. The top of the day, and the rest of the day will be joyously spent. People going to various functions, and as Senator D'Amato mentioned, going to the Friendly Sons dinner. That's always the occasion on St. Patrick's Day. It's nice to know that Bill Scally and Mick Cain will have a hand in the whole thing. So pleasant. And the words that are spoken. Use of high-flown rhetoric. Listen to this band. Different units have passed by, and I would be remiss in not identifying the AOH from Westchester, because that's where I live, in the friendly town of Eastchester. And our supervisor, or is the town supervisor, Jimmy Duty. An American story, an American Irish story. Jim was born in Tulnafulla in County Limerick. He arrived 1 year before John Law. Only then Jim was 2. Today, he's our town supervisor. And they passed up the street, and there was, see him, big smile on his face, J. Kevin Jippo Coffey. You're a king, Jippo, we called out. And Paul Dillon, with whom I'll spend the evening along with Kevin at the Friendliest dinner. You know, cold. Articulation comes a little bit hard. when it gets a little nippy. And it seems like there he is right now, returning from his big march, just talking about you, Paul Dillon, and the dinner tonight. You're going to be on.
Hey, how you doing, Julio?
Well, I was just talking about the man. An extremely modest man, to be sure, because Paul Dillon is the father of Matt and Kevin Dillon.
That I am, and I'm very proud of it.
You better believe it. I understand that one of your boys will be flying out to the coast and then going where?
He left this morning for rehearsals on a new movie called Operation Phoenix. That's Kevin, my son Kevin, who has just appeared in Platoon.
Yeah.
And they'll be filming Operation Phoenix. It's a Disney project. And they'll be filming in New Zealand and in Hong Kong.
I see. Would you turn and look into the camera because
Should I take
good?
my hat off?
Yes,
Should I
do.
wow him with my shiny dome?
The top of his head is as free of hair as a frog is of feathers. Put your hat back on, you look better. I tell you, the boys look like your mother. They don't look like you,
That's
pal.
for sure, Jack. Thank God for that.
The joy of it. Are you enjoying it?
I love it, Jack.
It's a great parade, isn't it?
We had lunch in Reedy's.
Good.
And we missed our starting. I should be marching. Kevin and I missed it.
Well, I just mentioned Kevin Jippo Coffey.
You're a king, Jippo. You're a king.
We'll be right back. Don't go away, Paul.
Okay, Jack.